VAR controversy deepens as Manchester United. Fans demand answers after Fulham and West Ham decisions. Manchester United supporters are once again expressing frustration after a series of controversial VAR decisions that they believe have unfairly cost their team crucial points. Following the heated encounter against Fulham and the more recent clash with West Ham, many fans feel that the video assistant referee system is becoming more of a burden than a solution for the Red Devils. Football was promised greater fairness and accuracy when VAR was introduced into the Premier League. The idea was simple: eliminate clear and obvious errors, support referees in difficult moments, and ensure that the right decisions are made. However, for Manchester United supporters, recent matches have raised serious concerns about consistency, transparency, and fairness. The Fulham frustration. The controversy began in the match against Fulham. During a tense and competitive game, United found themselves at the centre of a crucial VAR intervention that left players, coaching staff, and fans stunned. A key moment in the match saw what appeared to be a legitimate attacking move halted after a long VAR review. The decision ultimately went against United, and many supporters argued that the footage shown did not clearly justify overturning the on-field referee's call. What frustrated fans even more was the length of the review. The game was paused for several minutes, breaking the rhythm of play and increasing tension inside the stadium. When the final decision was announced, it felt anticlimactic and, in the eyes of many, incorrect. Social media immediately exploded with debates, slow-motion replays, and comparisons to similar incidents involving other clubs. Supporters questioned why similar challenges in other matches had not been reviewed with the same level of scrutiny. Consistency has always been one of the biggest criticisms of VAR, and this Fulham incident added fuel to the fire. Was the threshold for intervention applied equally, or was United on the wrong side of subjective interpretation once again? West Ham and Casemiro's disallowed header. If the Fulham match left United fans frustrated, the clash against West Ham pushed that frustration to another level. Casemiro, known for his aerial dominance and big game mentality, rose powerfully to meet a cross and headed the ball into the back of the net. It was a classic centre-forward finish from a midfielder who has consistently delivered crucial goals throughout his career. The celebrations were immediate and passionate. The stadium erupted. Players gathered around him in joy. But then came the dreaded pause. The referee signalled for a VAR check. As the replay was examined, anxiety spread among the fans. After what felt like an eternity, the decision was announced. The goal would not stand. The reason? A marginal offside call during the build-up. Replays showed an incredibly tight situation, the kind that requires drawing lines and measuring millimeters. Many argued that the margin was so small that it did not represent a clear and obvious error. Others pointed out that football is a game of flow and spirit, and such microscopic decisions undermine the natural rhythm of the sport. For United supporters, it felt like history repeating itself. Another big moment, another celebration cut short, another critical decision going against them. Fans demand transparency. Manchester United fans are now calling for greater transparency in how VAR decisions are communicated. Many supporters believe that if the system is to remain, it must evolve. One major complaint is the lack of real-time explanations. While referees sometimes announce decisions, fans rarely hear detailed reasoning. Why was Casemiro's goal ruled out? Where exactly was the offside line drawn? Was there any margin of error? These are questions that remain largely unanswered during live broadcasts. Other leagues have experimented with more open communication, allowing referees to explain their reasoning more clearly. United supporters believe that similar measures could help restore trust in the system. Psychological impact on players beyond fan frustration. There is also concern about the psychological effect on players. Imagine scoring a goal in front of thousands of supporters, feeling that surge of adrenaline only to have it erased minutes later. Repeated experiences like this can affect confidence and momentum. Casemiro's disallowed header was not just a statistic on the scoreboard. It was a moment that could have changed the outcome of the match. Goals shift energy. They influence tactics. They impact morale. When such moments are repeatedly overturned, it can leave players hesitant, second-guessing their runs or movements. Managers also face tactical dilemmas. Should teams adjust their attacking patterns to avoid marginal offsides? Should defenders rely more heavily on VAR to catch slight positional errors? These are questions that reflect how deeply VAR has changed the modern game. The bigger debate about VAR. The controversy surrounding Manchester United is part of a broader debate in English football. Since its introduction, VAR has sparked numerous disputes involving different clubs. While some decisions have clearly corrected mistakes, others have created fresh controversy. Critics argue that the clear and obvious error standard is not being applied consistently. In some cases, referees stick with their on-field decision, despite replays suggesting doubt. In others, unsurprisingly, the encounter reignited broader discourse surrounding VAR. Since its implementation, the technology has consistently divided opinion. Advocates emphasize its role in correcting clear and obvious errors, promoting fairness and consistency. Critics, meanwhile, argue that its frequent interventions and microscopic analysis risk undermining football's fluidity and emotional spontaneity. Matches such as this one provide fertile ground for both perspectives. From a tactical standpoint, Carrick's Manchester United exhibited encouraging signs. Their positional organisation, ball retention and transitional awareness reflected coaching progress. However, the inability to translate territorial dominance into a decisive advantage highlighted areas requiring further refinement. Elite teams must navigate adversity, whether tactical challenges or contentious decisions, without allowing disruptions to dictate outcomes. Carrick's managerial response also attracted attention. Known for his calm demeanour and analytical mindset, he faces the delicate task of addressing officiating frustrations while preserving squad focus and morale. Modern managers must balance emotional authenticity with professional restraint, recognizing that public criticism of refereeing decisions carries consequences. Carrick's emphasis will likely remain on performance metrics and internal improvement rather than external grievances. For supporters, the emotional dimension of the controversy cannot be ignored. Football thrives on passion, and moments perceived as unjust inevitably provoke strong reactions. The disallowed goal became a rallying point for debate across social platforms and media outlets, illustrating the powerful intersection of technology, interpretation, and human emotion in the modern game. Beyond the immediate controversy, the match served as a microcosm of football's evolving landscape. Technology has undoubtedly enhanced decision-making accuracy in many scenarios, yet its integration continues to challenge traditional notions of spontaneity and subjective judgment. The delicate balance between precision and spectacle remains a defining tension within the sport. As Manchester United progress through the season, reflections on this fixture will extend beyond the final scoreline. The team's tactical development under Carrick, the resilience required to overcome setbacks, and the broader implications of VAR interventions all contribute to the narrative. Matches influenced by marginal decisions often linger in collective memory, shaping perceptions and fueling discussion long after the final whistle. Ultimately, the 1-1 draw on 10th February 2026 will be remembered not solely as a statistical outcome, but as a moment emblematic of modern football's complexities. Casemiro's disallowed strike, whether viewed as a correct application of the laws or a harsh interpretation, encapsulates the drama and controversy that continue to define the sport. In a game decided by inches and interpretations, the line between triumph and frustration remains perpetually thin.